welcome to the dungeon. You are listening to the Dream Warrior Review, episode 30. I'm Kurt Thomas.
I'm Mick Strawn.
This is an amazing film. Maybe not amazing, according to Mick. But anyway, we saw Maze Runner, The Death Cure.
Give us the description.
The Maze Runner series is based on books by James Dashner. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I think it is.
Okay.
Anyway,
okay.
I had to point that out that it's based
a book?
on books. A series of books. Kind of
Yeah.
like the Hunger Games, I guess,
Okay.
in a way. A young hero, Thomas, embarks on a mission to find a cure for a deadly disease known as the flare.
Is that called The Flare?
Yep.
Okay.
And I feel like you have to see the other two movies to really appreciate this one.
I saw the first movie.
I saw the first one, and then actually, after I saw The Death Cure, I went back and watched the second one, The Scorched Trials.
Yeah.
And Scorched Trials and this one are kind of similar. The first one, different. I mean, totally different.
Yeah, that's.
So we can talk about the first one briefly. What I liked about the first one is it reminded me of the movie The Cube, which I really like.
The first one didn't explain itself.
Yeah, well, that's what part of the charm was.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Because you're like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, yeah, it's what
they're
the
trapped
hell,
in this
what is
thing.
going on?
There's these
Right.
weird creatures attacking them. They
Right.
have to figure out how to get through this weird maze that keeps changing shape. And that's why it reminds me of the Cube a little bit.
Yeah,
Because it changes. But the Cube's a little bit more.
I had a problem with the first one in being the way that everything moved around looked so incredibly bad, like bad optics.
I got over that because I never knew I didn't know what was going to happen next. I
Right.
didn't understand what was going on.
Right.
And it was kind of, the creatures were pretty scary, I thought.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I got into
Yeah.
that one. But it's been like a
but-
couple years since I've seen it, so I might not have a good memory of it.
Well, you know, the thing about the first one, I remember at the end of it, not feeling like I understood any of it. You know, like it totally felt like part of a multiple thing because I couldn't figure out why anybody had done anything that they did. You know.
And the weird thing is none of them had a memory of why they were there. They didn't know what was going on.
Right.
So,
exactly.
I mean,
and that's how I felt at the end.
Right.
I mean, I like to be a little bit more enlightened.
So that's what I
by
like
the end of the
about
film.
the three movies together. And
Oh, okay.
I guess if I read the books, I'd probably really appreciate these movies.
Okay.
So I thought the second one, Scorched Trials, it was, I don't know, you didn't see that one, but
right.
it was action from the very beginning all the way to the end. It was boom, 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 boom. So that's one reason why I like that one, but it was just an action movie. It was really what it was. And
Yeah.
they were outside of they weren't in a maze anymore.
Right.
But they were like, basically, I mean, you kind of learn about what Wicked is and what
Right.
you learn more about the characters in the second one. And then the third one, for sure, you learn a little bit more.
Yeah.
You meet Brenda in the second one?
I have a...
Yes,
okay.
I mean, I like it just because it's like, it reminds me of, okay, there's a lot of combinations here, like Walking Dead, Resident Evil, George
Right.
Orwell, 1984.
I had problems with the concept of it. I had problems with the concept of the location. I had problems with the concept of the city. Because, and I know that this is really...
We're talking about the third one now.
This is the third
Yes.
one. I know that this might be niggling, but there's this city all by itself that has roads and it has infrastructure and it has all these things that would have been made that couldn't have been made specifically by that city. That population was not big enough to build the toasters and the cars and everything that made it the clothes that made it that society. I just saw it as being false if everything around was completely destroyed.
Everything
because
was.
you know when they came onto the city at the very beginning and they're coming out of the desert
Mm-hmm.
and they're coming through that wasted tunnel and all the rest of that, the city at the end of it I thought could be a Nirvana-ish kind of thing, and I understood that. I could see that. I just didn't see it being that city, the Toronto of the future.
It looked like Toronto.
Yeah,
it really did.
and it really did. It looked like the Toronto of the future, and you had to say to yourself, how does that exist in a vacuum?
Mm-hmm.
How
I see your point there.
Where's its support and everything else? I think that the city had to have been vastly different for that type of story, and therefore, to me, it had kind of a false ring to it, because I could understand a city being at the end of that. I just don't think that it would be that one.
So I guess if you look at, like, I guess I brought up George Orwell. So, like, you're talking about a dystopian environment.
Right.
The city in George Orwell.
George Orwell was a much better city.
Yeah. Well, he was an awesome writer.
Right. Yeah.
But no, the movie out of 1984.
The movie of it that's what the city should have looked like. It should have looked like it was holding the line against the dystopian future. Right. This city did not look like it was holding any line against the dystopias.
It looked like a modern city in the future.
It did. And just because you have this wall around you,
I was like, where they get all the electricity is one thought I had. Like,
yeah, well, the thing is once you start that questioning,
but I wasn't questioning that. I was thinking to myself, oh, okay, there's some plot holes. But I really enjoyed this movie because the action was good. There's a good story of friendship. There's a battle of morals going on. The acting was pretty good. I could tell that the actors were really into this. And by the way, here's a fun fact. They actually postponed the release of this movie because Dylan O'Brien injured himself because he was doing his own stunts.
Who's Dylan O'Brien? Which one?
He's the guy that he played the main character. Basically, he played Thomas.
Oh, Thomas. Okay, right.
I have to make sure I'm right about that. He played Thomas. So, I mean, he was totally invested. I mean, if he's doing his own stunts.
I had trouble with the redhead. What is his name? The British guy from About a Boy.
Guy, he played Newt.
Right, Thomas
Brody Sangster.
Brody Sangster. He was in About a Boy.
Okay.
Right, he was the kid in About a Boy.
I didn't see that one, but yeah. Okay.
You never saw About a Boy? Oh, come on.
I don't think I did.
I
think I remembered that.
You?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and for some reason I couldn't see I kept seeing him in that film. Right? He looked a little bit, I guess this isn't like an older thing, right? You feel like everybody looked too young. I mean, that's kind of like part of being 60, isn't it? It's like everybody just looks too damn young.
Well, the guy you're talking about, the actor?
Yeah.
In the second one, he looked a lot younger than this one. So, because I went back and watched it, I'm like, wow, he looks really young. It's like, he looks really young. So, but don't you see that what I'm saying is, don't you think the action was pretty good? And then I liked when she was calling out to him, Thomas. It was just weird how everything just stopped and there's this, Teresa was talking to Thomas over the loudspeakers.
Oh,
please come back.
Oh, yeah, please come back. Because, I also thought they had a lot of endings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that they kept going on and kept going on and kept going on.
It's
and
funny.
I liked the actual one. I liked the actual ending.
Okay.
I actually did because
ending.
I don't want to make a spoiler or anything, but that whole ending thing to me was pretty cool. I like that.
Well, I've read that this is supposed to be the last one, but then I'm like, when I looked it up, I was like, well, there's 2 more books, so I'm like, how could it be the last one? I could see 3 more. There might be a prequel to them.
Yeah, you never know.
It's like Resident Evil. It never seems to end. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Yeah. What is that with the Resident Evil, right?
I don't know.
It's like still around. I mean, it's sort of like The Walking Dead. I have a problem with The Walking Dead is as time goes on, those zombies, they're going to get ripe and start falling apart, know?
They've kind of updated that. I mean, it seems like every season on The Walking Dead, they kind of get a little bit more, fragile, I guess, or...
Yeah?
I think they're trying to make them look older, I think. Like they've been out longer. I don't know how to really put that. Well, how did you feel about the zombie creature type?
The creatures in this?
In this one, yeah. I like how they had these kind of weird, violent, like, twitches. It was weird. I can't explain it.
I'm going to give them a twitchy.
So I think I enjoyed this more than you did. Obviously,
I think that you did.
And as a series, I think it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I just kept waiting for the end. Honestly, I got to this point. I was having I'm sorry. I was having problems with the city.
I had a problem with some of the action because at some point, I'm like thinking they've dodged so many bullets, then nobody's dying.
Right, exactly. Nobody dies.
I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah,
it's like an old like Western or something, or
for some
war
reason,
film.
I loved the jump. I mean, I love it, and I realized why I liked it. It's because it was a little bit different, and at that point, all it seemed to be was a running gun battle, right? And that was to me, that was a cool part, and I really liked the girl driving the bus.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's awesome. Her name was Brenda. The girl that played Brenda was Rosa Salazar.
Yeah, she was awesome.
I thought she was awesome. Yeah, and she was in the second one. And second one was when you first meet her.
Right. Yeah.
And she has short hair, and she's kind of, she gets.
But
sick.
she had short hair in this one. Yeah. No. I mean, I really liked her as an actress. I kind of liked the lead. I didn't like the British guy, but then you know me, I have problems with British people in general.
Right, I don't know what that is, and you probably have some.
Before. Yeah,
Don't you have some
stories
English
about,
ancestry? I would imagine, maybe. I don't know.
I would think. I guess.
I know I do. You mother. How dare you say that about British people? No, I was kidding. That was my ancestor speaking.
Yeah,
through
because society, our American society has never had problems with British people.
No, not at all. No, never. I like the guy that played Jorge. I can't pronounce his real name.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good. I mean, he has a lot of what's the word? It's what The Rock has.
Charisma.
Yes, I thought this guy. I just was looking at him, going, he's kind of cool.
I've got charisma.
Yeah, it's a different kind of charisma. It's kind of the one that literally grows on you,
and not like a virus. or yeah, exactly.
Oh, he was in. Yeah, that's where I recognized him. I was like, isn't that the guy that was in Breaking Bad?
Oh, okay.
Better Call Saul.
Oh yeah. He was in those. Right. Oh, okay.
So yeah. Anyway, that's why. Like I said, that's why I was sitting there trying to figure out who he was. How many? What are we gonna rate this one?
How many?
Are we done talking about this one, or do you have anything else to say?
No, I like the girl. I like the ending. You know what? I'm gonna give it probably 2.5. 2.5 rocks. Big 2.5 big stones.
See, and I was looking at this as a whole series, but I think I'd rate the first one higher. So I'd probably give this one.
Yeah, I'd rate this first one a little bit higher.
See, I mean, I want to give it a 3 just because I really enjoyed watching it.
Okay.
And I was actually kind of sleepy when I saw this one.
Okay.
And I managed to stay awake, so that says something right there.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us on the Dream Warrior Review. As always, you can reach out to us on email at dreamwarriorreview@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook and Twitter at DWR Review. For now, thank you for joining us on the Dream Warrior Review.